My name is Colin Parent. I'm the CEO and General Counsel of Circulate San Diego. Thank you all for being here. We're here to celebrate the recent signing of Assembly Bill 1287, the Middle Income Homes Bonus Program, a bill by Assemblymember David Alvarez, who is with us. We're also going to hear from him and from Rami Cortez, a local infill developer of mixed income projects in the San Diego region. Tonight, we're celebrating this tremendous accomplishment from the Assembly member, getting this really important bill across the finish line through the legislature and to get a signature from the governor. But we're also here celebrating an important accomplishment for housing affordability for California and the San Diego region. It's no surprise to anyone here that we have a housing crisis. Too many people are spending too much for rent. Too many people are unable to conceive of even purchasing a home someday and meeting that part of a lot of people's California dream. This bill makes some important changes to the law to create new incentives for people who are building homes to include deed-restricted homes that are very affordable to low-income people, and also brand new incentives to create homes for middle-income families. And this is an incentive and a housing production type that so far really hasn't existed in California, and it's what oftentimes is called the missing middle, the middle part of the housing market that is not being adequately served by current construction. And come January 1st, when this law takes into effect, that will create some new opportunities for homes that are affordable to people and families of average incomes. And so it's going to be a really exciting opportunity to see more home construction in California and home construction that's affordable to a more diverse set of incomes. And so we're really excited about that. So Circulate San Diego, one of the co-sponsors of this bill. We're really excited to have worked with the Assembly member and so many of our partners to make this happen. And so I'm going to introduce one of those partners, Rami Cortez, an infill developer who helped testify for this bill up in the legislature with me and helped consult with us on its content. Rami?
Good evening. My name is Rami Cortez, and I'm an infill developer and builder of transit-oriented housing in San Diego. We find ourselves not only in a housing crisis, but a humanitarian crisis, as our unhoused neighbors reach levels never seen before due to our inability to build housing at all income levels. Without density programs like Affordable Housing Density Bonus, which allows me to build bonus units and have streamlined, predictable approval process by deed restricting a portion of bonus units to low-income families, none of my projects would be financially feasible. That doesn't mean a smaller project with less homes. It means no project, zero homes. 90% of all housing across our state is built by private developers without government subsidy, while only 10% is built with government subsidy. This is why incentive-based programs like AB1287, the Middle Income Density Bonus Program, are so important. The current Affordable Housing Density Program is working great. It incentivizes very low-income housing, but not middle-income housing. The program is working so great. Last year, 1/3 of all the homes built in San Diego used the program. And within the program, 25% of those homes were deed restricted to very low and low-income San Diegans. But when stacking up the homes built for middle-income families, we fell short, way short. With only 19 total homes for middle-income families, less than 1% of our city's target. I was born and raised in San Diego, just a few miles from the US-Mexican border. My mom, a first-generation immigrant from Mexico. I'm a lucky one to be able to afford and live near my parents. But due to the high cost of housing, many of my friends have moved out of the state and away from their loved ones. This isn't true just for my friends. The #1 challenge of recruiting, retaining police officers, firefighters, teachers, and other essential middle-income workers is they can't afford to where they live. They can't afford to live where they work in California. Well, not anymore. I'm grateful for the passage of AB 1287, Middle Income Density Bonus, as it will incentive me and home builders across the state of California to double the amount of affordable units in our projects and allow us to dedicate much needed middle income housing.
And now I'm excited to introduce Assemblymember Alvarez, who represents this area and who's author of this bill. I'll just point out that Assemblymember Alvarez is pretty new to the Assembly, but nevertheless had a really tremendous set of accomplishments in his legislation, especially around housing, 1287 being just one of them. And so we're really excited to have him here to talk about what this bill means to him and his district and for California.
Thank you, Colin. Appreciate you all being here. And again, thanks to Circulate San Diego for being so supportive throughout the process. There are a lot of interest in Sacramento who are vying for the attention of the legislature to get things done. And while housing is certainly one of the top priorities, it takes partnerships with our community organizations and from people who are on the ground doing the good work to get things to a finish line. And so I would not have been successful with this bill, our middle income density bonus bill, or the 9 others that we were able to go. We went 10 for 10. No vetoes from the governor. We got all of our bills signed, and this one certainly was very much a joy to work with because we had support from right here in our own backyard. And that's really the policy making that makes the best sense, that makes representative government work the way it should work. When we are reflecting on the issues that matter to the people in our communities. Housing, you hear it time and time again. It is one of the most difficult challenges for people who live in California, who want to stay in California. It is really unreachable for so many people. As I talk to people at the grocery store, at the school when I drop off my kids, and everywhere I go, I keep hearing it's getting really expensive to live in California. Where are my kids going to live in the future? And what we want is for future generations of California to be able to stay in California. As Rami just mentioned, we want that talent to stay locally. And we cannot do that if we do not have affordable places to live for people of all income levels. There has been a long effort and very important effort, and we should continue on focusing on low-income households because we need more housing for low-income families. But there has been very little, you could almost say no real movement and progress on building income for middle-income families. And that's what this was about. As you just heard in the testimony, only 19 units built in San Diego for middle-income families. That is by far not even close. I mean, you would just say it's nothing compared to the need. And we are talking about professionals, people who go to our universities, who are getting trained in a particular skill set and earning a good living, and they still can't afford to live in California. So AB 1287 makes it so that we're not spending more taxpayer dollars, but we are incentivizing and we are going to be creating and building more affordable housing for middle-income families. And it won't come at the expense of our much-needed low-income housing, which is really important to maintain. We need to focus on both, on housing for all income levels so that Californians of all walks of life can afford to live in all of California and obviously here in San Diego. So this is about the missing middle. I believe it is one of the first steps that we will continue to take as a state to pass more laws and to pass more policies that will help create more housing for middle-income families and creating incentives for more development so that we can get the housing that we desperately need across the state of California. It is by far the biggest problem. If we are not focusing on creating solutions to help with the housing crisis, then we are not doing our job in government. So I was really happy and thankful that I was able to do a little bit this year with this bill and another housing bill that I had, but I think the work will continue until we can actually start to build enough housing to house Californians. We have not finished our job. It is part of the reason why we have a homeless crisis. It is because it has become very unaffordable to live here. This is part of the solution to our homelessness and our unsheltered crisis that we have. And I'm just thankful that we are able to now see some progress starting next year. So thank you very much. And again, thanks to Colin, the board of Circulate San Diego, who helped testify, go up to Sacramento and provide a testimony so we could get bipartisan support and the governor's signature to make this law. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assemblymember. Thank you all for being here. We're going to be available for one-on-ones if people would like. And then everyone here is also invited to come to Border X, just a few blocks from here. We're going to be having a celebration about the signing of this bill, have an opportunity to talk to people about their excitement about it, get some B-roll, and maybe enjoy some beer and tacos. Thanks very much.